So Carmelo Anthony, spokesperson, speaks out and he gets embarrassed live on air. It's all bad,
Austin Metcalf in April of 2020.
felt bad that he got this representation. Um, yeah, so he speaks out, and you're gonna hear what he has to say, and I'm gonna get my thoughts on it. He was talking about, there's some things that the truth has to come out, and there's a lot of things that need to come out. But the problem is, he had a lawyer. Matt Trout, he didn't do this by himself. He had a lawyer. He said, the truth didn't come out. But so what you're saying is the lawyer didn't bring the truth out? I don't get it. It don't make sense. That's what you have an attorney for the truth to come out. So why didn't the truth come out here? This is crazy. Every time I come back, something new happens. So the spokesperson, if you don't know, Carmelo Anthony, spokesperson, speaks out, and he has some things to say about the post verdict. Hey, just crazy. The spokesperson. Here we go. I know. For those who's watching the rebroadcast, please give us a like. That'll be greatly appreciated. Subscribe for more commentary, and yeah, make sure you get at us that way. You'll find all my contact information in the. I thought you should find in the description, but yeah, man, it's all bad. So the spokesperson is speaking out now. And let's hear he got embarrassed. Let's hear this. Let me get my reaction.
During a high school track meet in Frisco, Texas. He was just sentenced to 35 years in prison. And to lay this all out for you, due to the rain, there was bad weather. The track events were delayed that day, and Anthony, a Centennial High School student, sought shelter under a Memorial High School tent. Moments later, an argument broke out, and Anthony was asked repeatedly to leave that tent. One witness claimed Anthony responded by calling the group a name before he reached into his backpack saying, quote, "Touch me and see what happens," end quote. After some shoving, Anthony pulled out a pocket knife and stabbed Metcalf in the chest, piercing his heart. Prosecutors argued that the killing was a provoked and unjustified murder. They called 21 witnesses. The defense argued it was self-defense. Carmelo Anthony did not testify in his own defense. Immediately after the jury's decision, protesters gathered outside claiming this was the latest example of Black lives not mattering. But what this process did, it showed that Black lives do not matter in Collin County. This crowd showed that putting most.
Stop. There you go. We're gonna get into what he had to say. He was saying outside of the court after the verdict, the spokesperson said this is an example that Black lives does not matter. Now we know they playing in our face now. They playing in our face. They tried to use this case to try to incite something. And it backfired. It backfired because there's nothing to get mad about here. He the one made a bad decision. There was another attorney that pointed something out that I forgot to even think about. He said there were a lot of people around at that event. Nothing was going to happen to him. There was a lot of grown-ups around. Those kids would have got in trouble. If they had did something to him, they would have got in trouble. There was a lot of people around that witnessed it. He so yeah. And somebody told me, they said that if we see the entire video, he's never getting out of jail. They said that some of the video was they negotiated on what could be what the jury could see because he may have been the aggressor. His lawyer may have like got that out. I don't know, but we'll see. People saying that there's a extended video out there, but regardless of the fact, I think we all can agree you're not supposed to use no knife in a fist fight. But some of these liberals that have shows, I hate to say liberals, 'cause I don't want to make this political. They all saying the same talking points like they robots. Well, I think there was enough there for reasonable doubt. Who would say something like that? You thought there was enough there for reasonable doubt? You weren't even at the trial. I'm talking about the people on the Joe Budden's podcast. That's what they said. So it's almost like they have an agenda. Like, okay, guys, this is what we're gonna do. These are the talking points we're gonna do. Just say that it was justified no matter what. They're trying to incite something here. That's what they're trying to do. It didn't work though. Now people are saying what made the internet turn against Carmelo. Nobody turned against him. I have never made a video prior to this saying that I'm pro Carmelo Anthony. Never. I just started making Carmelo Anthony videos. I made a video when he got arrested. I said he's guilty. I said that. He's guilty. And I said that this is not a case for you guys to get upset about. He's guilty. They said, "Well, Max, you sure that he's going to be found?" I said, "Of course. I could bet $1,000 on it. For sure he's going to be found guilty." Common sense will tell you you don't bring a knife to a fist fight. Some people do, but those people end up with 3 hots in a cot. Now his lawyers out there saying this is proof that black lives don't matter. They're trying to incite something. So for the other side that lost their loved one, it's for them to get upset and hate everybody that looks like Carmelo Anthony. That's what they're trying to do. What you mean, Black Lives? The whole if anybody go research who started Black Lives Matter, you'll be surprised where the funding came from. Black Lives Matter. They weren't even for us. Black Lives Matter. And then it came out that some of the Black Lives people were buying stuff with the funds, buying big ass houses and all this type of stuff, and they got in trouble. Let's listen to more what he got to say here.
Over the law. After Trayvon Martin and so many countless names, it is shown up that black life is not safe in Collin County.
Stop. He said after Trayvon and all this other stuff, it shows that Black lives are not safe in Collin County. Trayvon Martin case has nothing to do with this one. It's totally different cases. George Zimmerman was in the wrong. The cops told George Zimmerman not to chase Trayvon, and he continued to trail him. This is a totally different case. This young man had a decision to make. He could have walked away, but he didn't walk away. He was with the shits that day, and he stabbed the guy. That's it. It don't got nothing to do with Trayvon. It had nothing to do with Trayvon Martin. See, they had an agenda here, and they infiltrated the family, and they had an agenda. They wanted to use their son to make a political stance, to try to incite something. It's a shame what happened to this kid. You know why? He didn't have the right representation. They were infiltrated. Or they might have been knowing these people. I don't know. Let me tell you guys something right now for young kids that's listening. If you have parents that holds Charleston White in high regard, you don't have a chance. You do not have a chance. What I need you to do is, as soon as you become 18, I need you to go off to college, get you a job, never come back, and live on your own, never come back to them. Because you don't have a chance of survival. If they hold Charleston White and this dude in high regard, yo, you don't have a chance. This didn't have nothing to do with no Trayvon Martin, man.
Minister Dominique Alexander is the man that you just heard from in that video. He is a spokesman for the Anthony family. Minister, it's nice to have you on. You found 19-year-old
Hold on
Carmelo
a second.
Anthony guilty of murdering 17-year-old Austin Metcalf in April of 2025 during a high school track meet in Frisco,
I
Texas.
just had it.
He was just sentenced to 35 years in prison. And to lay this off, he is a spokesman for the Anthony family. Minister, it's nice to have you on. You keep saying that black lives don't matter, but no black lives were lost here. A 17-year-old white person was killed. So what are you talking about? What I'm talking about is 35 years. Karmelo Anthony was sentenced to 35 years.
Stop. He said, I'm saying 35 years. Carmelo Anthony was sentenced to 35 years. You know what I want to happen now? I hope he win his case and have this go back to trial. Because you know what he do? If he win this appeal, it's gonna go back to trial. They're gonna, you know what they're gonna do? We're gonna go back to trial. Black Lives Matter. His ass is gonna get life the next time. The next jury that come along, they're going to give him life. Okay, 35 wasn't good enough. We're gonna give you life now. Now we're gonna give you life. Sir, please separate from your parents. Please. They got this guy speaking for you. Please separate from them. The guy said there wasn't no black life lost here. What are you talking about? 35 years, sir. He said black lives are not safe in Collin County. That kid was safe that day. That kid did not get harmed whatsoever. He might have had a little blood on him from the victim, but he didn't get harmed.
Yet at the end of the day, Black America repeatedly is told that self-defense is a part of the law. That a knife under 5 inches is legal in the state of Texas. That stand your ground is legal here in the.
All right, stop right there. So he's contradicting what Carmelo Anthony lawyer said. He said a knife under 5 inches is legal in the state of Texas. I thought he had a multi-purpose instrument. His lawyer didn't call it a knife. He called it a multi-purpose tool. So did he have a multi-purpose tool for his cleats, or did he have a knife? Oh yeah, just go back to trial. He getting life, yo. I'm just telling y'all this. He better keep that 30-some years messing with them, or go at this on his own and go get a lawyer, or take a deal, or take a deal. These people represent him as stupid. They're stupid, but they're not stupid. They have an agenda to divide people, because this is common sense. This case was common sense, but you have people out there. They're on one side, and they're trying to promote an agenda.
State of Texas, but when a black person try to use those same
Stop. You know how many black people in Texas carry guns? Anybody know? You know how many black people in Texas carry guns? Because Texas is a gun-friendly state. They be carrying them when you can see them. Nobody says nothing to them because it's okay. They're law-abiding citizens and they're allowed to have a gun. A lot of people got guns in Texas, man. So he said, well, it's perfectly legal to carry a knife. It's perfectly legal to carry a gun if you're within the law to carry it. I don't see you're not supposed to shoot nobody if you get in a fist fight. Damn.
Then we're not afforded those things. We're doing those things unjustifiably. Well, that's not what a jury found today. Can you tell me? I know you know Carmelo Anthony well. Why did he bring a knife to a track meet? I can't comment on that.
See?
What I can do, I can't speak for Carmelo Anthony, but I can tell you that the state of Texas made it legal. So at the end of the day, if a person got a problem with it, they might need to call Governor Greg Abbott and tell him why does this state have open carry? Sure, but brass knuckles and etc. Right? Stabbing somebody in the heart, though, sir, is definitely not legal. He could have just turned around and walked out of that tent at any moment.
Hold on. All right, let's see.
Based on what you have been told about the situation, I can see how you can take that fact. But the levels of injustice that were done in this trial is not how I was told, right? But at the end of the day, that's the reason why we're going to go through a full appeals process to ensure that the facts are being told correctly. But me and you are going to go back and forth. No, that's fine. Tell me. I'm curious. Tell me. Well, tell me what you think happened. What I think is a situation is that someone asked Carmelo Anthony to come over there. He knew an individual, but that's not being told, right? It's like, oh, a kid just randomly went under a tent, right? And he just sitting there. No one knows who he is. That's not the case, right? We know that Carmelo Anthony knew an individual. He knew a coach. He spoke about it. We also know that Frisco ISD should have counseled that. This wasn't just raining. We were under a tornado watch that day, right? And this should have been something that was actually.
Wait, you said we listening to who? We're listening to Carmelo Anthony spokesperson. You said we're listening to Steven Crowder. Dirt. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand what you're talking about here because he's saying that the story wasn't told and Carmelo Anthony had a lawyer.
Wait, you're telling me that because somebody invited him to that tent and there might have been a tornado warning, which happened all the time in Texas, that he was warranted in stabbing a 17-year-old kid in the chest, in the heart, and killing him? That's not the case. But what you cannot do is put your hands on someone. Well, you just told me that was the case. No, is that the case? Because I want to know what the case is. I seriously do. You asked me the first time, why was he under the tent or close or whatever it may be, right? The reality is this. Is that the state of Texas says that I don't have to, when I'm assaulted, I don't have to return the same level of force, correct? Isn't that the law? Yeah, he was asked to leave that tent multiple times.
No, that is not the law.
And the prosecution called 21 witnesses. Hold on. The prosecution called 21 witnesses, and they all corroborated that. They all said that he was asked to leave the tent. There might have been. They all didn't have, no, sir. No, he was asked to leave the tent, so he could have left that tent at any time. He chose not to. That's why he's going to jail for 35 years. All 21 of them did not have the same story. They did not have the same story. And that's why so many people outside of that courtroom is outraged right now. If you look at
Ain't nobody that outraged. I'm not. I'm not that outraged. I'm not outraged at all, actually. No, you talking about the interview. I know what you're talking about. No, it's not him.
About this case, all 21 of them. Okay, fine. Have the same tell me about the defense witness, because the defense did not call Carmelo Anthony. If Carmelo Anthony truly thought he was innocent, he's 19 years old. He's not a kid. He's 19 years old. Why didn't he take the stand in his own defense? And why did the defense's only witness change their story on the witness stand?
Stop. The defense witness changed their story on the witness stand. And the defense didn't even they even prep that person, only talk to that person in the hallway. They didn't care about this dude, man. They didn't.
Carmelo Anthony testifying in his own trial is his own right? And that's a decision that Carmelo Anthony and his parents has to make, right? And that was a decision that was made through the legal process, right? And through this process, of course, there's going to have to be some major reviews, right? But as far as changing the witness changing what he changing his testimony, I'm trying to figure out how someone going to.
I'm trying to figure out why is he even talking, and he shook a baby to death so bad that the baby got brain damage. I don't know why he talking. Why is he talking? Like I couldn't be the host. I said, wait a minute, sir. Didn't you shake a baby so bad the baby got brain damage? So what you talking for? Okay, of course you don't think Carmelo did nothing wrong. You did that to a baby. He shook a baby so hard that baby caught brain damage. Y'all think that's okay? Of course he don't think Carmelo did nothing wrong. He did that to a baby. So of course he gonna feel like he know Carmelo in the wrong. He know Carmelo. So okay, if you say of course not, why is this guy speaking in Carmelo's behalf then? Them people looking at us like these people stupid, yo. But not they're not looking at me like that because I'm sitting up here telling y'all that they're laughing in our face. They're playing in our face.
Say he changed his testimony. Were you privy to his testimony prior to? Well, he changed his testimony. He was during cross examination. He said that there was not an altercation under the tent. And he didn't witness an altercation. So I don't think that was something the defense was planning on. And clearly, it didn't play well for this 12-person jury. Let me just ask you: can a black person ever just be convicted of killing a white person in this country without it becoming like a major race issue? Like some of the comments that you made outside the courthouse today, I don't know why you do that. You stir things up, you make it about race, and that could lead to rioting and protests and looting tonight. The bottom line is more people could get hurt. More well, people could get hurt. I'm glad that you will say that, oh, why do we have to bring race in the situation?
Do y'all understand this making this kid look worse? That he got this guy speaking in his behalf? I don't think y'all knew that though. That's the thing. I don't think y'all knew that. I'm talking about the supporters. I don't think y'all knew that. Y'all like, y'all, he did what? Yeah, he did. Now that he did, will you please go tell the parents to have him stop speaking for them? Because it's making his son worse. Because if I was on the jury, if he get a new trial, I'm sentencing him to life. I say, because y'all ain't learning. I'm gonna sentence him to life, yo. Okay, how long did it take the last jury? 2 hours? It's gonna take me 25 minutes. We got a verdict. Sir, you got a verdict already? Yeah, we got a verdict already. It's been 25 minutes. It don't matter. We got the verdict. Okay? We got the verdict. And now we got to go to the sentencing phase, right? Yeah. That'll take another 25 minutes. So give us a second. His ass is coming back. I'm giving him life this time without the possibility of parole. Since y'all want to sit up here and have this dude shake a baby till the baby get brain damage, and y'all think that's okay for him to be talking about Black Lives Matter. Y'all think that since y'all think that's funny and think that's cute, this is not cute. This ain't cute. That kid don't have a fighting chance. He had the mentality, I wish an MFer would touch me that day. That's it. He made his decision. You said probably the only well-spoken person the parents know. You think he well-spoken?
The reality is that if you know about this, I didn't say we. I said you. Why do you do it? Not the black race. No, you. No. Let me make
I
this.
don't care what he's saying is how he is what he's saying is not right. Okay? You got to listen to what he is saying, not how he's saying it. Listen to the context on what he's saying. And then go look at his record and come back to me. Go look at his record and then come back to me. And we'll go from there. It don't matter what how he sound because I don't know where he's from. It's not it's he sound fine, but you can't have someone represent this kid that has a checkered past. You can't do that because if I'm on that jury, I'm gonna keep that in mind, even though I ain't gonna tell nobody. All right, let me think about this. Yeah, and I'm not even talking about like his passion. His past is mattering because he's the one of moral authority here saying that black lives don't matter and black lives are not safe. No, a baby wasn't safe around you. So why do I want to hear from you? It's crazy.
the president of the largest human and civil rights organization in North Texas. What I witnessed on April 3rd was white people going on posts in social media calling Carmelo Anthony a thug, not a 4.0 GPA, not a person that, well, he's a convicted felon tonight, so he's a thug. Let me finish. He's a thug. He's not a hero. He's not a hero. A black man is bringing race.
I'm laughing at this interview because I think it's funny. He's a convicted murderer. He's a thug. He's a thug. The guy's getting upset that this representative keeps going in a different narrative. He keeps getting upset. He's losing his cool. I think it's funny.
Race shouldn't have never been a factor. He shouldn't have never. Jake Lane. I don't see you calling out Jake Lane that said Carmelo Anthony should sit there and be hung from a tree and shot outside the Collin County Jail. I never brought race into this situation. We had to. I didn't bring race into the situation either. You brought race into this when you made those comments that we played at the beginning of the segment, taking this about race. Make sure that due process is done. All we want is our rights to be afforded the same basic rights that everyone is afforded to, sir. And I'm sorry if I gotta talk about my race to make sure that I can have the same afforded rights that a Dominic, he had a fair trial, and you're certainly open. You can appeal that. But the last time I checked, it's not legal for white people to stab black people in the state of Texas either. Hey, Dominic Alexander, appreciate you being here. We gotta leave it there.
And that's how they ended it. That's how this is crazy. They playing in our face. Now it's becoming a joke. Now it's becoming a sideshow. See, they wanted this case. You know what they missing the mark here. They trying to get celebrities to comment on this, like Cardi B commented on it when she should be quiet. She commented on it. They had a few other people talk. They trying. It's not working because people. I'm worried about the World Cup. I want them. I want Enrique to play. That's what I'm worried about. When is Enrique playing for Brazil? Because Messi, man, the big story was Messi scoring a hat trick, man. Lionel Messi, man, from Argentina scoring a hat trick. You know what I'm saying? He first took to the World Cup in 2006. That's when he started in 2006. And now it's 2016. And he scored a hat trick as old as he is. You know what I'm saying? That's a bigger story. Lionel scoring a hat trick, baby. Still the best in the world. Okay? Not this. Not this. Okay, he got convicted. It's all good. It's done. But he trying to bring up race. And see, nobody's worried about all that and trying to be upset because the Knicks won. We all worried about the Knicks going to the parade. I'm not going to that, but people more worried about that. People more worried about the World Cup in the United States. This is being that Carmelo Anthony case being overshadowed by. I mean, being overshadowed by the World Cup news. Ain't nobody studying this. This not even trending no more. It's done. Okay, yeah. He killed somebody, stabbed you. Yeah, he going to jail. All right, cool. No big deal. Shit, man. I'm worried about Lionel Messi, man. He said from his photo, he's white. From who photo? Let me see something. Let me see what's going on. Yeah, he did kick Metcalf out the press conference. And that's not his lawyer, that's his spokesperson. You saying he's a tether. His lawyer wasn't FBA, but you too much talking about this guy. No, he's not. He wasn't his lawyer. It's his spokesperson. Here's the thing. I don't give a damn where if he live in Frisco. Y'all said it's a sundown town. Apparently, his ass was safe. He was safe in that sundown town. He came up out of that party, out of that park with a body. Okay, with no scratches on him. Where were the scratches at? Where was the lumps? He didn't get because people say he got jumped. Where's the lumps at? None. He was looking like Muhammad Ali after he fought um, George Foreman. No marks on his face. Ali was like, "How do I look?" He said, "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Your eyes can't hit what your eyes can't see." That's it. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Okay? Your hands can't hit what your eyes can't see. That's Muhammad Ali, man. After fighting George Foreman for the heavyweight championship of the world in the Congo. Actually, they used to call it, but it was Kinshasa Zaire at the time. No, his that's his spokesperson. His lawyer, you say he called his lawyer a tether. His lawyer is white. They usually call tethers black people that's not FBA. You said the only thing in your opinion was the jury. Oh, if he well they should have tried to change the venue then. You said stabbing anybody is not cool. According to some people it is. And he popped off without thinking. And he found himself alone, questioning his support. Parents left him and as a political sacrifice. Yeah, they left him. As soon as they as soon as they said he was guilty, their parents walked up out of there, yo. Didn't even try to console him or nothing. They ain't try to blow a kid. Just walked up out of there, man. And never came back. Okay? He went through sentencing. Well, went through the victim impact statements. Parents wasn't even there. Gone. Now, who did you say looked white in the photo? What photo are you talking about? Somebody said somebody looked white in the photo. Y'all ain't talking about me, are you? I caught that. I don't know who y'all talking about. Ashe. Yes, indeed. Here we are again. Here we are. The lawyer is white, but somebody called him a tether. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Yeah. No, his lawyer was white because they were told to get a white lawyer. They were told to get a white lawyer. And you know the thing is, when I found out if what Charleston White is saying is true, they sought out Charleston White. And I know Charleston trying to. It could either go either way. Either Charleston is telling the truth, or these people need. Well, I can see why they need money, especially if the husband's not working, the father's not working. They need some money from the donations. Unless he gonna move out of that city, because it's gonna hard for him to go back to work. You know what I'm saying? He probably gonna have to move out of that city. I would say move out of Texas. Get the hell out of Texas, man. You know what I'm saying? And go somewhere else and do your thing. He had a pretrial defense strike because he probably only had to deal the hand he was dealt, work with the hand he was dealt, the lawyer. Because the kid was guilty. How you gonna sit down, and not move? And if they don't want you there, that's crazy. He's trying to be a hard ass. That's all. And he had in his mind already, come over here and touch me if you want to. See what happened. Put that thing right in his chest. It's craziness. He did it with force too, because the kid didn't even know he was stabbed at first. That means he did it with force. Boop! And then snatched it back. That's what he did. Sorry for the sound effect. Pop, and then that's it. And he ditched the knife. Yeah, he should have taken a plea deal. Then people sitting up here saying, "Well, I think there was enough." That's what Ish said on the Buttons podcast. I think it was enough for reasonable doubt. Shut up, fucking Ish, man. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm in a different timeline. These dudes was dweebs back in the day. You know, I know who he is. A friend of mine know him. Now all of a sudden, it's these people, man. I swear, I feel like I'm on a different timeline, yo. I mean, he ain't no dweeb, but like, he ain't like, shut up, man. He's a tether. That dude on he's a tether. Since y'all want to say tether, he ain't foundational. If that's what y'all want to say, Ish is not foundational. Nope, he's not foundational, man. He's not. But they liberal and they on the other side. You know what I'm saying? They're liberal and they on the other side. And they all have the same talking points and they have to go with these talking points. Well, yeah, well, there was enough for self-defense. You weren't even there. How you gonna say that? The jury already spoken. I can read the details of the police report and the initial arrest and tell you he was guilty. I said, oh, he gonna settle out. And I had told this to people. He's not taking this to trial. They said, really? I said, yeah, he gonna settle out. He not going to the box with this. He is not going all the way to the door with this. And then next thing I know, they said his trial about to start. Max, you were wrong. I'm like, all right, cool. All right. Not, he's gonna be found guilty. He's found guilty. I could see if Metcalf had a gun, was like brandishing the gun. I could see that. And he pop him real quick in the chest. I could see that. You know? Then I'll be sitting up here saying, guys, that's messed up, man. They found him guilty. Dude had a gun. Yeah, he had right to defend himself then. Or if the dude had a hammer in his hand, like wailing a hammer at him, or pick up something, give me something. That kid didn't even have a rock in his hand. He just had his hands. But he already knew what he was getting ready to do. That's why he got it. That's why he did it so fast. He's like, all right, he come a little closer. All right, boom, got him. Just like that. He touched him and he got him. He knew what he was about to do. That's why it was first degree. He popped him in the side where the heart is, dog. Golly. Why couldn't he pop him on the other side? Why he had to go to the heart? That dude, woo, that dude. That's why I tell God, don't keep messing with people out here. Still waters run deep. Okay? Carmelo seemed like he's a quiet kid and stuff like that, but you don't know what's going on inside of his damn brain. He was ready to catch one that day. Straight up. He probably practiced it at home. Probably did. He said folks drink the lemonade with no sugar. No, they drunk the lemonade and the Kool-Aid. They drunk that special Kool-Aid. Not the Jim Jones Kool-Aid. Not that. Hey, let me tell you something about that. I started going back in history for a minute. That one was bad. Y'all know about the Guyana, the Jim Jones situation? That was bad, yo. And you know the crazy thing is, so many quote unquote like FBAs, how y'all say it, they followed this dude all the way out there. He wasn't the FBA. I wish I would follow somebody all the way to Guyana and listen to him. I wish I would, yo, and give them all my money, only for them to say you about to drink this here Kool-Aid and you getting sent up tonight. I wish I would, yo. And I remember the Nature Boy coat. Anybody seen the Nature Boy coat on Hulu? Well, I scrubbed all of that material off all the videos off my channel, but I knew him. He used to come on my panel, Nature Boy. He used to come on my panel back in the day. This was back um 2018, 2019. And he used to come on here and just talk regular. He wasn't even talking about no cult stuff. He used to come up here and talk regular, like my homegirl. He used to come talk to her. But it was just on some regular type stuff. It wasn't about no cult or anything. I mean, the last time I talked to him, I said, "How's the family doing?" He said, "Yeah, we chilling, man." He said, "Yo, man, you see what happened when we were in Hawaii?" I said, "Yeah, I saw that." We were just having a regular conversation. Then I told him, I said, "You got a lawyer?" I said, "Because people coming at you." He said, "Bad press is better than none at all. We don't care about that." I said, "All right, cool." Yeah, he used to come on here. You said you saw the footage of him talking on the field. He seemed outgoing, nice kid. Fast forward, yeah, it's like he had. You said he had. You think he had like a mental break or something. That's what you're thinking. Yeah, he could have just been. He could have been having. I mean, obviously he's having a bad day before that happened. Something happened to him. Yep, something happened. Something definitely happened. He could have been under influence. No, actually, no. That wasn't. That didn't come out in court. He wasn't under the influence. You said emotions was high. No, he can't talk right now. He gonna be going through the appeals process soon. Unfortunately, Carmelo can't talk about this right now. He's still maintaining his innocence. The best thing for him to do is not talk. If he feel like he didn't do this, if he feel like it was self defense, it's best for him not to say nothing. Say nothing at all. No interviews, nothing. Only thing I'm saying is if there is an extended video showing that he got jumped, that could help his case because that could prove that information was being held from the jury that could have exonerated him. So that's enough for him to get another trial. Just about, I think. Because think about if the jury saw that, he was getting jumped. Okay, he did that. All right, cool. They may found him not guilty or reduce it down to like manslaughter. And therefore, he could probably get some time shaved off of his well, it depends on what they'll sentence him to. But he did it fast, dog. When he was in his bag, he wasn't lying to dude. He was like, "Yo, I got something for you. Come over here and touch me if you want to." And here come the dude going over there to touch him. Damn. You know how much rage you have to stab somebody? You gotta have a lot of rage. You said now he looks weird. Who you talking about? Carmelo. You know how much rage you gotta have to do that. That's personal. You up close to that. I couldn't do nothing like that, yo. I know I couldn't. Could you? Could you, Lala? Could you do that? Could you do that to somebody? I can't do that. I mean, I could see if my life's on the line and I get an opportunity to, but whew, that boy was deadly, yo. You just sent me a video on IG. Shit. That boy is deadly. Shit. The more and more I think about it, give me the heebie jeebies. Oh, the spokesperson talk. And you said, is it up close? Yeah, it's up close and personal. He stabbed that boy in the chest. Yeah, it's up close and personal. And my question is, could you do something like that? God, that's hard, yo. That's some hard stuff right there. I don't care what nobody's saying. That's hard. Ooh, that's hard. Can't do it. That kid didn't give, man, he didn't give a ugh. Couldn't do it, man. He damn sure messed with the wrong one that day. Shit. I know, Lala, I know. You said he found you talking about the old lady. You said get on Carmelo's back. You see, you bleed the old lady. Yeah, especially in the front. He went to the heart. Sheila, he didn't even go for the stomach or the leg or something. You said the video is out. I don't know. Somebody clickbaited and said that they released a video and the dude was clickbaiting. I ain't mad at him because he got his numbers up. But I don't like clickbaiting. I just like sitting up here talking to y'all, going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? This is where you don't see what I'm saying, Rose Cranton. This is where we fellowship at over here. We just fellowshipping. I don't care if you guys think. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. All right, let's do this. Hold on. Okay, how can I do this? Oh shit! I thought I could. Hold on. Mm, no, I can't do this on this. I'm actually live on that YouTube app. Can All right. For those, we need to have a because you guys represent the jury, whether you like it or not. The reason why I say that is because you could have easily got picked for the jury. Okay. There's no right or wrong answer here. We just need to do a tally. If you feel like he's not guilty, press one. Guilty, press two. Let's see. Not guilty, press one. We need another one, right? Not guilty, one. Guilty, two. Let's just go with guilty and not guilty right now. We'll figure out the one later. If you think he's guilty, press one. Not guilty, press two. And we'll wait to see what you guys are saying. Okay, yeah, three. Oh, excuse me. Wait, guys. Three is overcharge. That's a good one. Thank you. And press three for overcharge. Because based upon, I'm gonna be based upon what we heard already. I like to say people are not lying to us. Okay, guilty of three. Okay, so for those that say three, you probably are working with not even manslaughter, right? You talking about what do you call that? It's like reckless endangerment, like your actions cause the death of another person. That's manslaughter, right? Or it can also be broken down into something else. Yeah, you have to see the video, right? Okay, so you can't answer. Okay, yeah, I can do a poll. Hold on, let me see. No, I can't. I can't do a poll. Thank you. Let me see. Love your commentary on this matter, Carmelo. Let me see. It's there, Ron. Thank you for the donation. according to what I've heard so far. Okay, you going with not guilty. Wait. It's one. No, I said one guilty and two not guilty. Okay, you going with not guilty. Okay, according to what you heard. So, okay, because some people are saying, according to what we heard so far, I'm just gonna go with not guilty. All right, let me just say this, guys. If you, all right, for that person that got on the jury and sat there and told them that they can't put a brother away, that person was dead wrong. Do y'all realize it only takes one person to hang that jury? And there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly legal. It's called jury nullification. It's perfectly legal. But the judge is not going to advise you of that. But you can, when you practice it, it's legal. Let's say this, guys. Let's say if you feel like if he do get murder one, that's too many years. Or if you just feel like he made a mistake, you might take in consideration that he never had a record, something else happened here. You could practice jury nullification and keep and don't say anything and just say not guilty. You don't have to explain why you're saying not guilty. I mean, yeah, not guilty. You didn't say he was innocent. You're not voting that he's innocent. You're voting that he's not guilty. You get it? You didn't say he was innocent, but you're voting that he's not guilty, and you're voting that he's guilty. Wait, oh, two is guilty. Damn, my bad, Sheila. I'm having a long day. But y'all get what I'm saying? So if you really wanted to help him out, that man should have been on that panel. But they struck him because he said he couldn't put a young brother away. Okay, then we'll practice jury nullification then and say not guilty. Now, what that would have did for Carmelo is it would have extended it, right? Because they would have had another trial for him. But then his jury of his people just keep voting not guilty. You guys know you can do that, right? All right, so let's say if any one of you guys get jury duty, okay, and you see the defendant, and somehow you think he's getting railroaded. You heard all the evidence, and you feel like he just didn't have enough money for a defense, and he had a public defender. Vote not guilty. That's all you got to do. Just hang the fucking jury. You have power to do that. You don't have to tell him that's what you're doing. You don't have to say it. It's just between. If you ever have to do jury duty, right, and you see a defendant and he has a public defender, you just know that he just don't that he just getting railroaded. After you listen to all the evidence, you felt like he's getting railroaded. Remember this jury nullification. Remember it. And it used to happen back in the day. You remember with the Jim Crow era, and you remember with trying to convict people for marrying out of their race and stuff like that. Some people practice jury nullification. You know, some of the white people went on trial too for that, for trying to marry outside their race. And their people practice jury nullification and they found them not guilty. So there's been plenty of cases of that. But however, the court legally, they just don't tell you about it. But they'll tell you that, okay, that if that's what you did, then it's perfectly within the law to do so. So just let y'all know that if you ever got, or if you know somebody that got jury duty and they just don't want to convict the person, but the person is guilty, practice jury nullification. You're starting to hear about that in the Luigi case. People want to practice jury nullification on that. Some people are talking about it. They said even though they don't agree with him killing the guy, but the United Healthcare CEO was doing dirty practices where he was denying people claims, and those people end up dying because they didn't get their treatment. So they felt like what Luigi did was just. So if you feel like what somebody did was just, always remember that you can practice jury nullification and you have the power to hang that jury and stand on it. Don't let them say, "Well, we got to keep going over the evidence." No, not guilty. Because all you got to do when you're making your vote, you just write "you're not guilty" down, and the jury foreperson will count the votes up and see that somebody keeps saying "not guilty," and then eventually You're gonna hang the jury. They're gonna tell the judge that they can't come up with a verdict. They'll just hang it. It'll be just a mistrial, and it's perfectly okay for you to do that. So y'all remember that it's perfectly okay. So most of the people been listening to me for a while. We already know this, but if somebody didn't know it, you know now. You can hang the jury, but don't say it. Just keep it to yourself. It's called jury nullification. You can nullify. So that guy that said he couldn't put a young brother away, well, why didn't he nullify it then? He could have still been on the jury. That kid needed him. The fuck, man? As I told you guys, like we looked at the racial makeup of the jury. Just know that Middle Easterners, they're counted as white in this country. I mean, excuse me, Caucasian, politically. And when they come over here to get their green cards and stuff, they are told not to mess with us. They're indoctrinated not to mess with us, and they are lied to. And I remember I was working in the lab with some of these people from Sudan. Some people I worked with a guy from Yemen, a guy from Sudan. They look at you funny and they treat you funny because they be hearing some shit that's not true. And but once they get to know you, let me tell you something, guys. Once they get to know you, they feel sorry about it, and they will do anything, man. It's almost like you got a brother for the rest of your life. They're regular people just like us. They're just from somewhere else, though. They want the same things we want, just to take care of their family and whatever. But once they know you, you said nullifying would have prolonged and inevitable. However, let's say we were all on code, which we're not. But let's say if we were all on code, and now he gets another trial and get another brother, whatever, on the jury, he's nullified again, and keep hanging that fucking jury. After the fourth time, they just go like, "We can't do this no more." Or they can be like, "Look, we'll just offer him a sweet deal. Look, Carmelo, we'll give you 3 years. Okay, just take the 3 or 4, and then that'll be cool." That's if you all wanted to be on code. Let me tell you this: do you realize if we started being on code, all of us would come up. All of us would. All of us would come up. Like for example, let's say if you out here in Jersey and whatnot, where I'm at, I used to live in Virginia, but let's say if you go to Virginia or Jersey, whatever, you don't gotta have no clothes on. You don't gotta have no suitcase, no nothing, no job, nothing. You just want a fresh start. There should be people out here to help you to make sure you got a fresh start, just like that. It's somebody's supposed to give you a care package when you get out here. Hey, yo, boom, you got a car? Yeah, yeah, I got a car. I got a job for you. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Sudanese do. Now, see, you guys thinking, oh, nah, that's just you looking through rose-colored glasses. That's how the Sudanese operate. That's how the Lebanese operate. Okay, that's how they operate. That's how the people from Saudi Arabia operate. All right, so cool. Like for example, as soon as they get over there, they have a job. As soon as they can't even first hardly speak English that good, and they got a job, and they got an apartment. They got somebody to got a room for rent. That's how they do it. And then they save up their money, and then they come up, and then they help somebody else. That's how they do it. We don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like all of our kids, we all supposed to treat everybody's kids like family. Yeah, Nigerians do. Of course they do. Like, oh, I got a room for rent. Oh, you got room for rent. So that way you always get money for your rooms. So you won't have to pay the mortgage by yourself because you always got somebody willing to rent that room out. You see what I'm saying? Like if you rent the room out for like 700 or $800, you always gonna have somebody to rent that room out because once people get on their feet, they're not going to stay in a room. They're going to get their own shit. But now it's constantly somebody coming here that needs a room, and I would do right by you. And guess what else they have? You guys not gonna believe this. And if listen, this is what I need y'all to do. If you don't believe me, I need you to go ask a Sudanese person. If you know one, ask them, do they have a lottery? Ask them. They gonna look at you like you crazy. Now, how do you know that? They have a lottery. This is what they do. Every year when your number come out, you get a bunch of fucking money. Like you got to put into it. It's like $25 a month, right? You got to put into it. $25 a month, or is it $25 a week? I can't remember. It's like $25 a month or $50 a month, whatever. It just depends on which board you get on or which level you get on. Sometimes it's $50 a month. Sometimes it's $100 a month, right? But the more it is, the more you get back when your number hits. It's either every year or every other year your number comes out, and you got all this fucking money. All they give it to you in cash too. You got all this cash. They come with like a bag or a briefcase and drop like 30 stacks on you. That's how these people come up. And guess what? When they don't take traditional mortgages because they don't believe in paying interest. You know what I'm saying? So they got a different mortgage broker that they use. And listen to this. Let's say right now, right? I want to go back to Virginia. Let's say I don't have nowhere to go. I don't got no job. I don't got nothing. And I don't all I gotta do is call them up and say that. And then what they gonna do is they all gonna get on the phone. All right, boom, they gonna find out what room I can go to. Okay. They gonna find a room for me. And yo, buses ain't got a route for you. Oh yeah, he got a route. Oh yeah, he got a medical route for you. You want to drive the van? That's how they work, dog. I promise you this. I promise you this. That's how they work. And they don't want nothing in return just from being a Muslim. You have to have charity like that just for being a Muslim. And they don't want nothing back from you. It's your duty to be a Muslim. You got to have charity. Yeah, the Hispanics rent every room out. I know some that do that. And see, the thing is, we don't do that. We lost our way. We used to do that. Remember how y'all used to say Black Wall Street, whoop de whoop? Every city had a Black Wall Street. Guess where the black? Hey, Rosecrans, you here? Is Rosecrans here? Like the Black Wall Street around here, where I was at in Montclair, New Jersey. That was an all black neighborhood. They had their own doctors. They had their own everything. Hey, Rosecrans, that freeway in L.A. that separated that neighborhood. You know, over there where Marvin Gaye used to live at, and Hattie McDaniel, because Hattie McDaniel used to live not too far from where Marvin Gaye used to live at. You know where Marvin Gaye passed away at. That used to be a Block Wall Street area, all wealthy, and also the Hills, whatever they call it, Baldwin Hills. That was another one, but it wasn't just Baldwin Hills though. There was another area but see, this is before they built the freeway. They ripped up the hood. It wasn't the hood at the time. It was a well-to-do neighborhood, and they ruined it by building that freeway. And that was in Los Angeles. So they had Black Wall Street all over the place. Yeah, I saw it in video. I saw more video that y'all didn't see yet. I seen the videos that y'all haven't seen yet, but y'all about to see it if you follow Medea, Medaya. She got everything, bro. Like I'm just telling you, it's some stuff you ain't even see yet. But yeah, I saw some of the stuff he was in jail. But we used to do that for each other. We used to have our own doctors. We used to have everything like black grocery stores. We had everything. You said yeah, he trashed it. You talking about did you see the video when he trashed it? It was word all over the place. I think he did that. Hey, Nature Boy, if you listen, I think did you do that? Because he be listening to me. He might be in here now. He be listening in the bushes. He be listening to me though. I know him. But all right, so the thing with him is, right, he could get out of that room, but if he leave that jail, he ain't gonna have his phone no more. If he goes somewhere else, you know what I'm saying? So no. Um That's your folks' place? It's closed now. I heard of it. That was your folks' place? See, that's what I'm talking about. See, we got one in here now. You said, Max, have you ever hit the jazz club, Cecil's in Montclair, my folks' place? So your folks was well to do. It's a lot of you in here that are generational from back then. There's a lot of people right listening right now. Y'all are generational. And just happen to have one in here now. You said hardly, yeah. It's some neighborhoods the white people just didn't come to, but they were all well-to-do neighborhoods. But we used to do that. But what they did was they started ripping those neighborhoods apart because you know what happened to Tulsa? They actually got bombed. Tulsa was doing so well, they got bombed, yo. And they did so much to stop that movement that it was crazy. But there are still well-to-do areas. Montclair still is, but Montclair, the everybody's starting to move away and move south. Um, you said they can have a phone. No, they allowed them to have phones in there. Nature Boy is allowed to have a phone, and the reason why they do that is to keep their mind occupied. Like they get iPads in there too, but you have to pay for that. They get iPads, everything, phones. They got Wi-Fi. Yeah, they got everything in there, man. It's just that for the people that like got so much time, it's a way for them to occupy their time and keep them out of trouble. Yeah, jail is kind of changing now with the technology because I guess they got tired of fighting it. You know, people bringing jail. Now we just charge them more. If you want to have a phone, we're gonna charge you. It costs a lot to have a phone in there initially, but it's just to keep his mind occupied because he's in that room all day. You know, he doesn't go anywhere. You said the flowers and the one is my folks also in. Yeah, and they making money by having the people with the phones. It just costs a lot. They up the premium in there. So that's how they do it. There's another brother that he has a TikTok and Instagram. He's in jail. He gives a daily message of the day, like trying to keep kids out of jail and stuff like that. And he goes around interviewing people that's in jail, like with him. Man, these people, this one guy said he got 200 years they sentenced him to. One guy, he's been in jail since 1975 and still ain't get out. He got life. 1975, 51 years ago. Craziness. Still locked. I think after a certain time, like you get old, they should just let you out, man. Like after a certain time, it's like, come on, man. Actually, no, not the son of Sam. Don't let him out. Yeah, there's certain people you can't let out, like the son of Sam, because he be trying to get out. David Berkowitz, he's trying to get out. He goes through the parole board every now and then. Every so often, he goes to the parole board, and they deny him. But he said he's totally. When they ask him, "Would you do it again?" He beats around the subject. But he said, "Yeah, I'm totally rehabilitated." No, we asked you, "Would you do it again?" He said, "I'm rehabilitated." I don't believe him. Shit, he get out, he'll start killing again. Yeah, they said it's a multi tool. Yeah, the DA showed a knife. But his lawyer called that knife a multi-purpose tool. You said after 50 years, you'll fight to stay in. The world moves on by that point. Let me see something real quick. Hold on. When this place closed, you tried to order a cleat sharpener from Amazon. Nothing came up except a knife. I guess you use a knife to sharpen them. I never sharpened my cleats before. Now they got all this like intricate tools and stuff. I don't know. I never sharpened cleats. I just got new ones when mine got dull or when I grew out of them. Just got new cleats. I passed them down to somebody else. You said become less of a societal problem as they get older. Yeah, I think they become less a societal problem. Except for the son of Sam. Except for him. Now I know you guys saying, well, Max, he been there since the nah. You ever hear him talk? I think he'll do it again. He said, I'm completely rehabilitated. I don't know David Berkowitz. I don't know. He's the son of Sam. I don't know. So using a pocket knife for multi-purposes does not mean the knife is a what is it, multi-tool other than tool built for. I don't know. Switchblade. He said, will you travel to Vietnam? I heard they have cheap places, I think, as low as $250. What you think? Yeah, I know people. My friend, she's not in here right now, but she's in Vietnam right now. She's just not in. She wasn't here earlier. I'm about to go get it in a minute, Judge Sheila. Waiting for my friend to pick me up. It's not a cleat sharpener. Look up cleat sharpeners. Yeah, let me look it up right now. Cause I didn't know you can get cleats. That's how old. That's how. Okay. She said she just hit me up. She believe in 15 minutes. Okay. Let me say okay. Okay, cool. Damn. Okay. Okay. All right, there we go. Let me see. Amazon. You say cleat sharpeners. Oh yeah, they do have them. Let me see what they look like. Yo, you know what's crazy? I put cleat sharpener on Google and Carmelo picture came up. Yo, Google ain't right, bro. Yeah, cleat sharp. Nah, he definitely. Let me see. Yeah, he didn't know. This is not what he used. He didn't use a cleat sharpener. Mm-mm. He used a knife. Wait, let me see. Let me see this other one. Yeah, he definitely used a knife. It wasn't a cleat. Maybe he can use the knife to sharpen his cleats. Maybe that's why he had it. Maybe he can use the knife to sharpen his cleats. You see what I'm saying? But he didn't have no cleat sharpener. Nope. He could have did damage with that too. Let me see. Uh, you know what I was just thinking? I know this sounds horrible. Why couldn't he just slash the dude? You see what I'm saying? That's bad too, but he wouldn't have got life. He could have got the slicing. He could have did that. But then I think, you know what I think he might have been thinking? What if the dude wrestled a knife out my hand? You know what I'm saying? And whoop me with my own knife. So let me just end it real quick. I think he looking right at that dude's heart, yo, when he did it. That's the crazy part. Because I know what he probably thinking. What if he rustled the knife out my damn hand and then start using on me? He said he had to have fallen on that mag. That's what the lady said. You think he fell on the cleat sharpener? This is what I want to say. This is a public service announcement for the kids. Just walk away, yo. Don't fight no more. Just walk away. Just walk away at this particular point. Just walk away, man. You know what I'm saying? Just walk away. I mean, yeah, now I know what a cleat sharpener looked like. He didn't have that. He had a knife, like a little 5-inch knife that folds down. But the thing is, when he was in his bag, he probably flipped the knife up. Oh, bro. Or wonder he had it already flipped. I don't know. Should have called and asked. Hopefully they did all the recalls on my car. I had some recalls on there. He ditched the knife. He said, how'd he ditch the knife if dude fell on it? You going what that old lady said. I know that's what y'all doing. She said, I seen that. Yeah, I seen the video. He fell on it. He ditched it, man. Because when the cops came over to him, they searched him. They couldn't find the knife. He ditched it. I know she's saying she saw the video. Oh, I later on when I come back, I got this case for y'all. This lady went missing. This old, Savannah Guthrie mother. They putting people on a wild goose chase, man. They saying that she was in Mexico, buried somewhere. The people went out there to go look. She ain't out there at the spot they told them to look. It's a damn mess, man. What happened to her mother? I know she said she saw what happened. Lala says she saw what happened. That's she said. She said she saw the video, and she said the kid fell on the knife. He fell on it. They were wrestling, and he fell on the knife, man. Now, at that point, if he had the knife out right and they're wrestling and the dude fell on the knife, that's definitely not murder one. That's definitely not murder one. That's reckless endangerment or something. That's like, at least murder, at least manslaughter, at least. It's definitely not murder one. But there's a lot of lies being told out there. Just like they said the twins broke their father's arm. That's not true. He said that. He said that was a long time ago. We were practicing judo. And his arm, his shoulder got out of whack when they were doing their flipping exercise. And it messed his arm up. He said they never broke my arm. Like people be coming up with narratives, man. That's why I'm saying this lady randomly came out there. Did you know at the Diddy trial, they had random people out there just like making up stuff? Like they were paid to be out there. That's why I don't know. This random lady came up, like saying that she saw the knife. I mean, she saw the video and he fell on a knife. And come on, lady, that didn't come out in court, man. Unless everybody's lying. That's the only thing I could think of. Man, when I say everybody lying, I mean everybody lying. Everybody. Man, I don't want to get up off this money today, man. Fuck. I do not want to get him this check, yo. Whew. I just want to somehow take my car and be gone. I'm about to switch over my insurance too. I'm about to get some better insurance. Cause you never know when you're gonna need it. Damn. Oh my God, I gotta get up off this money, yo. It's just ridiculous. But you know, every time I have to get it, I have to breathe. Gotta get up off this money. Let me borrow somebody cleat sharpener real quick. No, I'm just kidding. Oh man. This case ain't going. This case is not dying down though. That's the only thing I can tell you, which is a good thing for him because we're not going to forget about it. So if something comes out, I'm gonna report it. Like somebody said, "Yo, Max, well, what's up with?" We think there's going to be some things about the video coming out. If it do, I'll report on it. Trust me. I'm not going to not report on it. If I see the video or y'all get your hands on it, let me know. I'm not going to show the video though. If I happen to see it, I'm gonna describe it because that'll mess up his case if we show the video. That'll mess up his appeal. I mean, so we're not trying to mess the kid. You know what I'm saying? But if I happen to see it, I will make sure when he get a lawyer, that gets right to the lawyer or somebody. But because a lot of people having a hard time believing that he just said, "No, I ain't going nowhere and touch me." He did that. Boom. A lot of people thinking it was a altercation of a higher source, but they saying it wasn't. Now his spokesperson, he's trying to, oh man, his family didn't know, but I bet you this time they go differently. They go get them a reputable lawyer. I'm not saying, not talking bad about this lawyer, but they need a top dog. That's what they need for the appellate courts. They need a top dog. Now, Charleston said he had the money raised for that, but the money was all going to the lawyer. It's almost like they were trying to use the family as well, just by the way he talking. And then they say, well, what about the money left over? We need that. He didn't want to give it to him. So that don't sound right. Like, how are they supposed to live? Maybe they need some money to live. I don't know. And he claims that he was paying the kid's car note. Yeah, it's a nightmare on both families because, like I told y'all yesterday, Carmelo family didn't tell him to go out and do this. But now they have to deal with all these outside entities. But the best course of action for them to take is research the lawyers, get the money, like collect some more money, and then go get shot for a lawyer. But do it on your own. Don't let somebody just approach you. You know what I'm saying? Do it on your own. Ambulance chases everywhere, bro. They be in the hospitals and everything. I remember I went up in the hospital. I had to be taken via stretcher one time. I had a car accident. I'm sitting at the light, and the lady hit me head on because she looked down because she spilled her drink. Totaled my car. But the crazy part about it was like I wasn't even. I'm glad I didn't get hurt. Glad I didn't. But the car, man, the way they make these cars today, that car was straight total. And I had to wait for but I'm gonna tell you something, the insurance company, I had Geico at the time. They mailed that check out right away. They actually direct deposit for me. They direct deposit my check. They sure did. Because that car was paid off. They gave me the value, market value of the car. They sure did. Paid it right off. Direct deposit. You talking about Charleston White? Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's almost like he was, I don't know. I don't know why they approached him anyway. You said 325K to 600K or higher. The estimated cost of Carmelo's defense in the past case had two lawyers, 325K to 600K. That's too much. Not for this case. For this case, what they did for him, I would say the retainer was 20,000 a piece. Maybe no, actually more than that, 50,000. I think he paid no more than 100,000. And that's even too much. You said you'd never hire anybody named Toby. His name is Toby. His lawyer name was Toby. What? His name Toby. Nah, I wouldn't do that either. It just don't sound right. Toby. Your name is Toby, boy. What's your name? Kunta. No, your name ain't no Kunta. Your name Toby. Yeah, I couldn't do that either. What's your name, boy? Nope, I couldn't. Yeah, it's something about it. That shit, I don't know. Yeah, Toby Shook. Mike Howard. Yeah, I know. They had two lawyers. Yeah, yeah, that was Roots. Yeah, they had two lawyers. Uh, no, I'm not going to that parade. Some people they say they may make it hard to go to the parade. You said check your Discord, I'll check it. They making it hard to go to the parade. You gotta leave now. There's some people sleeping outside. I ain't doing all that. They said you gotta be there by 3 o'clock in the morning, or maybe 4 in the morning. No later than 4 in the morning. And you best to be ready to stand. I'm not doing that. And all we need is some terrorists to do something. Nope, I'm good. We never had a Nick parade ever. Because back in 1973 when they won, they didn't have a parade. So this is the first parade ever for the Knicks. And it's taking a weird route too. I don't know why it don't go past MSG. What I'm gonna do is when this video is uploaded, it'll be in the description, the Discord. I'll put the Discord in the description when this thing is uploaded. You wait for it to upload, it'll be there. Because I'm thinking all my contact stuff was in the description and it's not. Toby Shook is known as one of the best criminal defense lawyers in Texas, having tried more than three. Okay, yeah, I ain't saying he not bad. You saying Cap? I don't know. They say he okay, Toby Shook, but he might not have nothing to work with. I don't know. And he represent Yellow Beezy. Then somebody say, boy, Max Yellow Beezy going to jail. I said, is he going to prison? I mean, yo, that's messed up. Is Yellow Beezy locked up? I remember he was at the because guys, I cover Colorado football on my other channel called Buffs Nations Daily. That's Buffs Nation Daily. Buffs Nation Daily. That's where I be at over there. I cover Colorado football, with Deion Sanders. And yeah. Oh, he's out on bond. I remember Yellow Beezy coming up to the checkout Coach Prime when he was at Jackson State. Yellow Beezy came up there, and I believe he came up to Colorado. But he out on bond, okay. And what is he accused of? Is he accused of that Mo 3 something? He has something to do with that. What they accusing him of? What's 750,000? They charge who 750,000? Oh shit, Rosecrans. You said he be doing anything, but I don't know, man. Let me tell you this. I'm gonna be 100 with you this year. What's the record gonna be? They lucky they win 3 or 4 games, yo. I just got a feeling they ain't there yet. But it's good for the players though to go there and do their thing and get seen. From coming from the lower levels, it's an opportunity for them. But it just seemed more like reality TV to me. Yeah, it's not about it's getting a good deal. If you can't get a quitter, right? You must have heard that from that lawyer that be on that other channel, that brother. That's where you heard that from. Because I listened to him. He's really good with his information. I know that's where you probably got it from. Oh, they got offended when somebody was saying their team looked small. Oh, she said she on the way. Hold on a second. Get prepared to leave. Oh man. Yeah, yeah, it's good exposure for the players. But y'all can catch me over there at Buffs Nations Daily. The reason why I call that because Colorado Buffaloes, the Buffs. Buffs Nation Daily. I might go live in a minute after I get my car. Hopefully they look hella small because they were saying it like when they took offense to that. When people say they look small and they started trolling. Now I didn't say that. I said no. I did was one of them say. I think they be listening to me. You know why? A couple years ago, you remember when Travis was still on the team? We had the Heisman Trophy year. I started clowning them. I said, man, these kids be wearing moissanite. And they said, Max, what you talking about, man? I said, they don't know they were not wearing real diamonds. They wearing moissanite. So then Bucky, he was joking with Shador. He said, Shador, I like that moissanite you got on. And they started laughing. I said, see, they sitting up there clowning me. You know what I'm saying? They said, yo, look at you with all that moissanite on. You got that moissanite. He said, yeah, man, I got that moissanite on. And then one time I clowned Shador because you remember when he was in France when he had that modeling thing for he did a mod him and Shiloh. They did a modeling gig over there in France for Pharrell for Louis Vuitton. He had that little white pocketbook. You remember that? I said something. I said he got a pocketbook. I said and they started laughing. They said, "I'm sure you should do it wearing a pocket." But they know I just be they know I'm not trying to be nasty or nothing. I just be clowning. And they be thinking it's funny. And then one time this dude said, "Oh man, I'm about to tell Bucky you over there hating, right?" I said, "Bro, don't sit up there and try to do that. Because I use Bucky footage and everything. Don't sit up here and start copyrighting me." I said, "I'm not hating." Did you know when Bucky was live on Twitter, they went to him. They said, "Hey, yo, Bucky, Max live right now, hating on y'all." And then they said that, and then Bucky's, "Oh, I know Max, he cool. Max cool, yo." He said, "Max just be, Max is cool, yo. He like the clown, he cool, but he don't never say nothing personal about us. He just be clowning every now and then. I do." And you remember the first year? You remember the first year they were losing, right? So I started clowning the coaches. I said, "Yo, these coaches, man." I said they be on the whiteboard. Hey, you go here, go there. And you know what I'm saying? You just catch the ball over there. That's how they coach it. And it got back to him. And then you know what? One of the coach, he was mad as hell. He was tight. He said, "Man, he don't know what he's talking about. He over there bumping his gums." Because I always say that I'm a professional gum bumper. And he said, "Yeah, he over there bumping his gums. Don't know what he's talking about." I said, "Damn, man, why they getting all, like that? Don't mind what I'm saying. It don't matter. I'm just being, a clown. Don't worry about it. I like to have fun. Like if they not winning, I still like the show. You see, I like it's like reality TV. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I said, guys, y'all might not even win this season because Coach ain't even worried about no football. He got Carucci. Yo, I said, y'all lucky y'all win one game. Yo, I said, yo, and don't y'all go to him, yo, because now they gonna send this soundbite to him. And they gonna be like, yo, he clown, yo, because they think I'm crazy. They said this boy over there clowning again. Yo, his mind ain't on football, yo. Since he got Carucci, man. Yo, I ain't never seen shout out to Coach Braun though, for real, because I ain't seen him travel that much in a long time. But the crazy part about it is, right? Last year, he was fighting cancer in the off season. So when that shit happens, it changed your whole perspective on life. Now he enjoying himself now. Shout out to the coach, man. Straight up. Shout out to coach, man. He looked younger too. I don't know what she gave him. Women be having tricks for us, like serum for your skin. Guys, y'all know y'all get with the right girl. Your skin be glowing. Because they're gonna hook you up with their products. You see what I'm saying? And teach you how to hydrate and shit. Your face. So give you all this the sweet this the what do you call it? They know how to give you all the sweet lotions to put on, stuff like that. Know how to, just they got tricks for you. Man, Coach Prime looking younger, man. But I said I was clowning him. I said, yo, he ain't worried about no damn football, yo. I said, yo, I don't know what y'all gonna do this year, but he don't give a damn. Like, fuck it, I'm happy. As long as he's happy, football is secondary. You know this, he leave Colorado any chance he get. Right. Chilling with her. You see what I'm saying? But he back in Colorado, I think. Yeah, he is. And he's chilling. He's really happy now. And the thing is, football is secondary. He was fighting a life or death situation last year, so football is secondary. So I'm glad he having a good time. But yeah, I was clowning him when remember, and he never showed no public The affection. He never showed no type of affection to his girls on his girlfriends on. He didn't do that with what's her name? And then I was clowning with that too, and it got back to him. I was like, Miss Edmonds, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, Miss Edmonds. Is she looking for a Statman? I am her Statman. I said I am her Statman Graham, if that's what she looking for. I ain't got a piece of money for her, but I can be like her Statman. And people was like, yo, bro, you are crazy, dog. I was like, she do look good. I'm talking about Tracy Edmonds, babyface ex-wife. But he's showing public displays of affection. I said, damn, coach. Coach is chilling though, but I'm glad he's chilling because football, like I said, man, it's whatever. As long as he's happy, he's healthy, that's all that matters, fam. That's all that matters. But let me get out of here because I think she outside. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Give me but a couple of hours and I'll be back. All right, y'all. Good talking to you.